Reveal time. Blackbeard Rework. He now has a shield, apparently, according to the trailer, but we will see everything confirmed here with this panel.
Hello and welcome to Operation
Where are
Collision
they?
Point, the fourth and final season of Year 9 of Rainbow Six Siege. I'm your host, Camille Salazar-Hadaway, here with a jam-packed reveal show. We've got a ton of new features to talk about, including some big player protection.
Oh, the operator remasters all the way at the end.
Let's welcome Creative Director Alexander.
All right, we see everything else
to give you a
first.
full overview of
Please, thank you,
Operation
Venray, for 25 gifted subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is Operation Collision Point, and it's our grand finale of seasons in this year. It ends with a bang, and it brings to the table everything we've been working on together this past Year 9. We can't wait for you to get your hands on these new features. It starts with Crossplay.
All right, biggest feature.
Allowing PC players and console players to finally play together.
We can
with
finally
the Crossplay feature.
shit on
so that
console
wherever
players.
You are, whatever platform,
Just kidding.
you can play together with your friends. You're going to see the reputation system.
The console
come
players can
online
play with
all
PC
of the
players,
feedback
but
that
PC
you've
players can't play in
provided us the
console
past.
lobbies.
We are remastering Blackbeard, and he is the true point man in the Siege roster. Balancing teams bring some balancing changes.
I'm very excited to see the
not
balancing
just
stuff.
For shields in general.
A lot of
but
stuff
some
coming
other
with
operators
balancing.
that you might see. We're so thankful for all of you who participated in the beta of Siege Cup. It launches
never
for
competed.
everyone in season 4.
None of my friends were ever
so
on.
Everybody can play Siege in tournament mode. You'll be able to play test all of what we announce next week and let us know your feedback through our 6 Fix. So stick with us, we have a lot to cover, and stay tuned.
With Operation Collision Point, friends who play on console and PC can now join together in lobbies to team up, hop into matches, and then crouch, teary-eyed, over each other's fallen operators while solemnly vowing to get the refrag. Here's UX designer Abhishek Agarwal with the details on this crossplay update.
That was a weird way to describe crossplay.
As we introduce PC and consoles crossplay, we know that fair play, especially cheating, is a concern. So we are excited to confirm that Mousetrap V2 will be a part of this feature to keep things balanced. We'll share more details about Mousetrap in our next segment, but for now, we are excited to bring crossplay between all platforms in Siege. Console players will have 3 pools
version
to play
2.
in: the platform-specific pool, the consoles-only pool, and the PC crossplay pool. They'll be able to select that in the crossplay matchmaking.
Wait, so does that mean
setting
console players
in
can
the
choose to
options
play
menu.
with PC players even if they're not
To
queued
ensure
with them?
safe experience for console players in the PC pool, we have made console players indistinguishable from other PC players. Players will be able to invite each other seamlessly across PC and console platforms through Ubisoft Connect. Console
So now our
players will
randoms
able
could be
to
controller
progress both
players.
their PC rank as well as their console rank by playing directly on consoles. in
Oh,
the
they have
relevant
different
pools.
ranks. Never mind. Okay, so just because you're a diamond on console doesn't
The Year
mean
9
you'll be a diamond on
plans we revealed in
PC.
Sao Paulo earlier this year included a lot of player protection features. And this season is the culmination of all those plans. Alexander Karpazis and UX designer Roland Poe are here to give you the full rundown.
With the changes to crossplay, we're looking at Mousetrap now. Now that keyboard and mouse is allowed to play on console with PC players,
What?
we will be re-examining the way that we tackle players who try to circumvent that. We have a new 3-strike system that detects if you're playing with mouse and keyboard in the wrong player pool. And on the 3rd strike, you'll be moved to the PC pool for 90 days. Our machine learning model is constantly
So as soon as you use
improving
Zim,
with players
you will be
playing the
forced
game.
into PC
So
lobbies
we are becoming
only
more and more
for 90
accurate over
days. You
time,
cannot turn it off.
And the fact that we are releasing this now means that we're confident in the system detecting the right players. Cheat match cancellation is coming in Season 4. And that means we can react faster to detecting cheaters and getting them out of the game as soon as possible.
Okay.
If you're in a match with
Valorant
a cheater
has that.
and they're banned, you will see the notification pop up and the match will
That would
be
really suck if
canceled.
you're like 4 to
The player
4
will be
match point
removed
over
from the
time,
game,
and then
and every
the
legitimate
cheater gets banned and
player
you
will
lose,
not be
or it
punished
just gets
for
canceled.
canceling the match.
Throughout Year 9, we've worked on the reputation system refresh. That means we've changed everything top to bottom, front to back. And everything starts with the actions that are tracked in-game. We're introducing a new concept called units. And these are standardized ways of understanding actions and act as the building block for your reputation. The goal of the reputation system is to catch recurrent and highly toxic players, guide and reward players who are showing positivity.
It said, wait, what?
And the way we're
If you send
achieving that is
positive
looking
messages
over
in
a
text
long
chat,
period of
you
time
get
to really understand
bonus
the pattern of
reputation.
players' behaviors.
After every
Over the
single
past
shot, I'm just gonna say
100
nice shot.
matches in 90 days,
Easy, I'm gonna
what
farm
has a
this.
player been up to? This means that a single errant grenade throw that bounces away you didn't expect isn't gonna send your reputation plummeting. What
It's
will
separate categories for
is
destroying
repeated
teammates'
patterns
gadgets.
of disruptions.
What if you destroy a mirror,
We're
though?
introducing a new visualization called the standing map.
What the fuck
This will
is
show you
this?
your positive and negative units, as well as exactly where you are in the standing. So how close are you to achieving that next upper bracket? One final note is that with the launch of the refresh reputation system, everybody's scores is getting reset. That means you'll start the season with 0 positive units.
Man, I've
and
been
0
grinding
negative
exemplary
units.
for
We
years.
really want you to engage with the system,
My work.
understand it from
My
the
effort.
beginning. You helped us create this refresh system, and we'll be listening to your feedback once again. And together,
They
helping
must
to
have
create a
something in
safe,
place. Like, what if you
positive play
destroy a
space
mirror
for
window so you
everyone.
can C4, but then they count that as a negative
Toxic
reputation? That would suck.
communication is never acceptable.
They must have something in place for
Full
that.
Stop. And with Year 9 Season 4, Rainbow Six is taking a strong stance against toxic communication with the introduction of automated text chat moderation. And that means that every
know how I feel about
message
that.
sent in the text channel will be
The reason I
assessed,
don't like this
and
is
those
because
that are
when we
determined
played
to be
X Defiant, they had the
disruptive
same
will
thing,
either
and if
be
you said the
flagged
word
or prevented
shot,
from
it
being
would just
sent
cancel
in
out the
first
message.
place. And the way we determined which messages were disruptive was to assemble a diverse team and go through many different categories and establish varying levels of acceptability. A good rule of thumb to think about is if you were in this room with 9 other strangers, would you and they be okay hearing these things, saying these things? And if the answer is no, then those are the sort of messages that might get
I
flagged
get the
or
intention,
removed.
and I think overall it's probably
If
going to be
player
better.
sends multiple
But I do
flagged
think a
or
lot of like just
removed
casual
messages
trash
during
talking
the
is just going to
match,
start getting
they
flagged,
will
and
be
people won't even be able to
automatically
talk to each other
muted for the rest
anymore.
of that match.
That's my guess.
If players show a repeated pattern of disruptive communication, they will face the preventative mute penalty, meaning they will be muted in both text and voice for 20 matches. We know that varying people are going to have different opinions on what is acceptable and not acceptable. And this is also a new system, but we are confident that it's the right step in securing text chat, and we'll be very closely listening to your feedback.
I already see people in chat
That way,
saying that this is
working in
like
collaboration with you,
against
we can
freedom
make
of
text
speech
chat
or
a great
whatever.
place for
Y'all don't know
everyone.
what you're talking about. You don't have freedom of
I
speech
know
when it
you're
comes to a
eager
private
for the
company's
big
game.
moment we've got
Shut the
coming
fuck up.
And believe me, we have some exciting things to share.
That's not freedom of
But
speech impairment.
before we dive into that,
My concern is
we've
just
got
that I
a
think it's going to
special
be
surprise for you.
overly aggressive
A
and mute
mid-reveal treat.
everything.
It's
And there will be like
Maestro.
no more casual
You've never
trash
seen it
talking or no
before.
more like poking fun at people. Wait, what is this? This is Maestro's elite skin? Is that supposed to be like Scarface? Okay. It's not as good as my recommendation,
Even
but
on
that was pretty
vacation,
good.
it's so cool. Next
He's
up,
Logan?
we've got a
That's
peek
supposed to be
under the hood
Wolverine?
Of some improvements to the
Ain't no way.
matchmaking system that live content director Christopher Budgeon is going to walk
I wonder
you
what the
through.
animation actually looks like in game. That wasn't as bad as I thought it
This
would be.
season, we're bringing 2 new huge improvements. One is team rebalancing, and the other is Phantom Player.
Phantom
Player
Player.
is a new way
I like
that
this.
we calculate skill of a squad. How that works is that it takes 2 aspects into account. One is the size of the squad. So are you 2, 3, 4 players within a squad, or a full stack, for example? Because you're giving call-outs, you're playing and coordinating with each other, maybe.
So it'll
getting
think a 5 stack of
refrag off
silvers
of
is
each other.
technically like gold rank.
These are all elements that players who are playing separately are not able to do, certainly not as easy. Another is the difference of skill within that squad. So for example, if you're a champion pairing with a copper, that would be a large difference in skill. If a champion pairs with 4 coppers to drive down their average skill, it's not really fair to anybody in that lobby. With the Phantom player, that will add a lot of skill to that group, and they'll ultimately be playing in a more fair lobby. We like to call this feature Phantom Player, because it's as if there's a 6th player on the team in terms of skill. Phantom Player will be used within all of our playlists, including the Siege Cup, our most competitive playlist. We're also bringing team rebalancing. Now this is something we've been testing on live in Year 9 Season 3, and we're ready to have this fully rolled out for Year 9 Season 4.
Wait, it's been tested? What does that mean?
Is it looks at all the players on each team and just rebalances them to give an improved way to calculate the skill of both teams. So which squad should a team go to? Should it go on Team A or Team B?
Oh, that's literally what I said standard matchmaking was like.
Improved way to make sure
I was proven right. Let's go.
Are as close in skill as possible. So we're able to add these matchmaking improvements because we've actually
literally, like whenever people ask me how standard matchmaking works, I say that's exactly how it works every single time. I guess
last season,
yeah, I was right.
Big improvements this season. We have more coming next season with dynamic matchmaking. Look out for more.
Didn't even clutch then. They showed that clip. Come on.
Continue to evolve within Siege.
Operation Collision Point marks the arrival of the most competitive playlist yet, the Siege Cup.
I'm actually excited to try
If you're ready
this.
to see what your squad can
It'd be fun to do
really
like weekly
this
Siege
is
Cups
the
if people
place
are
to
on
do
for
it.
it.
Game designer Robert Cole will give you all the details as we celebrate the full release of Siege Cup.
My God, it's just like me. Why is there someone in the highway?
Let's do this.
Wait, it's double elimination? I thought it was single elimination.
He's upstairs. Reach that wall. Yeah, reach it.
Down to 15 seconds.
C4 and ping.
Yes. Friendly is victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Go, go, go. Split together. Planting, make noise.
15 seconds.
It's the final. Let's get the win.
No one has ever said that.
Hostiles eliminated.
Let's get the win. Everything else was like more normal.
Thank you everyone for
get the win.
participating in the Siege Cup beta. Coming next season, we will be inviting everyone above clearance level 50, including console players, to Siege Cup, so that everyone will be able to participate. We want Siege Cup to be the most competitive moment in the game, so matches in Siege Cup will have 8 rounds instead of the 6 of ranked, together with a roll swap after the 4th round. Apart from that, the map selection of Siege Cup will be handpicked in advance, so that players will know in which map they will compete days before it's.
Yeah, I saw that there was only like
As we
3
announced previously,
maps.
We'll be bringing our new Phantom player algorithm to Siege Cup. This means that teams with big skill disparities will be placed in much harder brackets. The release of Siege Cup is a big milestone for us, but we're not stopping here. We have a big list of features and improvements.
For those who
to
don't
make it
remember,
the best
Siege Cup was
version
actually announced in year 4 of Siege.
It's time to take a
This is
look at this season's
Long
balancing
overdue, but I'm
update.
happy it's out.
And here's what we've got on the docket.
Alright, balancing.
Send,
This is what I'm more excited about.
and every operator who uses a shield.
Oh, shield nerf.
How will they be affected? That's what game director Joshua Mills is here to tell you.
Shield nerf is going to be very interesting.
Kicking off season
I
4 of
don't know
Year
what
9,
they're going to do with
we're
it.
going right after a problem that we're already seeing in our community, which is our ballistic shields. So fundamentally, they're performing in a more aggressive state than we intended, and we want to go in and address that.
So what are we doing? 1. Melee priority will now be properly respected. For example, a player melees a shield causing a guard break. The shield user will no longer be able to cancel that shield break with their own shield bash. 2. Consecutive guard breaks
Before
will now
shields
have
had
a stacking
priority.
benefit. That defender can now increase the intensity of the guard break exponentially. Meaning if Monty does nothing, you will be able to achieve a 100% guard break opening even on an extended shield. 3.
Guys,
You no longer
Monty's
ignore guard break
Monty's done.
actions due to the
It's
animation.
over.
For example, you melee a blitz and the guard break.
He's my
animation
main.
plays.
It's over.
But as the shield is about to settle back down, you melee it again. Previously, that second melee would not have connected and the guard break animation would have completed with the shield settling. But now, that melee will connect and the guard break will be reset.
Okay, so you don't have to
and
time
have
shit
that
anymore.
Increased intensity, as mentioned before. Now jumping onto the shield mechanics themselves.
Interesting.
Suppress the Fire is a tool to stop shield users from sprinting and closing the
Yeah, that
distance.
never fucking works.
Suppression will now require less bullets to trigger.
That's
From
good.
10 to 5, and less bullets to
Half.
reach the
Okay,
maximum
it's now
intensity of
half
suppression
as much.
from 40 to 20. Maximum suppression lasts for 7 seconds when not receiving any additional damage.
I only have to shoot 5
The shield
bullets to make
bash
them
damage
useless,
will also be
basically.
reduced. We're taking it from 65 damage all the way to 0.
Wait,
We are
what?
realigning to a core principle in Siege that if you want to be lethal, you must be able to receive lethal. Being lethal means being vulnerable.
Meleeing with shields
Last
now does
change
0
is that we're
damage.
modifying the shield collision detection when shield bashing to more closely follow the detection used for knife melees. This will eliminate some odd moments when a shield bash hits when it otherwise shouldn't have.
Okay. Shields are probably going to be useless
We're also
now.
tackling Ying in Season 4. We're going after that frustration around the fact that she can almost instantaneously flash a sight and enter it all at once. What we want to do here is require Ying to have a little more precision on how she deploys her candelas, but also give our defenders a chance to react to them. It may be known or may not be known, but you can actually shoot the candelas before they go off. And defenders will now have a bigger window in order to do that.
Oh, they won't be instant anymore? Oh, what? They didn't say anything.
In Season 4, we're looking into Sens. They've had a low presence in the game since they were introduced. We're looking to add a little more functionality and utility to the gadget for more strategic play. The Rue. What can it do now? 1, Sens can toggle it on and off at will.
Oh.
So, while it's deployed, they can go ahead and turn it off. They can even deploy the gadget off and then turn it on whenever they feel like it. Additionally, the Rue emits a light wall, so it's not a smoke. All gadgets that can normally see through smoke will no longer be able to see through the wall.
That is actually a really good change. It's no longer thermal or weak to thermal.
Even more. The team
Is Sense
rolling
actually
out
good
the
now?
beginnings of a new progression system to track milestones and
People in chat are saying it's
achievements
Viper
that you
from
earn
Valorant.
just by
I don't care if
playing.
it copies
To
Valorant. That's
explain how it
actually a
all
lot
works,
better than
please welcome
what it
UI
is now.
artist Gaston Rojas.
So you no longer will just get sprayed down by like
Our goal
a
of
what's
introducing
his
the badge
name?
system to
Warden.
Siege is to reward your long-term engagement by earning badges through in-game achievements. There will be badges for everyone, no matter your skill level, but mastery is highly rewarded. To unlock badges and upgrade them, you must complete different challenges. There are
Sorry, there's two
elimination
observation tools.
challenges that require kills or assist with certain weapon loadout. There are also badges that you can unlock by playing with a full permit squad. Others
never happened
that
for
you
me.
can unlock on your own by making plays and using game tools like rappelling or drones. For now, there will be 22 badges and more on the way, with 4 different tiers to upgrade: bronze, silver, gold, and chrome. The more you progress on the challenges, the
Okay.
fancier the badges you will unlock.
So it's like Battlefield, right? Doesn't Battlefield have
It's a
that?
new player centralized hub that organizes replays, rank, reputation, and future stats into one place. This is just the beginning, so expect more additions.
I wonder what they're gonna
to
do for
track your
replays if
progress.
that's gonna change anything.
Blackbeard. Once a
Oh,
hero
Blackbeard
point man,
Rework.
This operator has seen
Let's
less
go.
action in recent years as the game has evolved. But now, it's time to bring him back into the spotlight.
So now that
Joshua
shields have been
Mills will
nerfed, how do you guys
explain
feel
everything
about Blackbeard
Blackbeard's
Rework?
remaster. But
Because
first,
him having a shield doesn't
Blackbeard
seem that
makes
much
his
of a
triumphant
problem
return
anymore.
To Siege Tales.
He looks a little big. The shield, I don't think it's gonna cover it. Wait, why does it say 2025?
First off, Season 4, we're introducing our second remaster to the game. Now, somehow you all figured this out. I don't know how you figured it out, who told you or whatnot, but yes, it is in fact Blackbeard. In the past, we had issues right out of the gate with the fact that blocking a one-shot headshot in a one-shot headshot game is a serious problem. But additionally, being able to be fully protected and be lethal at the same time is another big problem. Being able to address both those is what we're doing with this remaster. New gadget, new gameplay, we've never seen this before. He's the guy that goes first in the door or through the wall. That's what the Hull Adaptive Shield can do now. Blackbeard can actually approach a soft wall and burst through it taking that ground and running in.
Weird
first,
animation, but
leading
it's
his
basically
team.
an orc
We want
dash.
to really adapt the way he plays inside a building and how we can open up new lines of traversal. One of our key objectives with Blackbeard was to make sure he was the point man. We want him to be in the front line of the fire. That means he needs to be protected. Essentially, when Blackbeard wants to go combat
But with an
ready,
assault
he simply
rifle in
yes.
his
And when
hand.
you do that, the glass panel will slide down and reveal your target, but also expose Blackbeard. Now, keep in mind that when Blackbeard can go lethal, he can receive lethal.
Oh,
The shield
okay.
will
When
drop,
he
the
reloads,
gun
the
will go
shield
in
goes
place, so
down.
He'll be able to be lethal, but he can receive damage. He'll be protected in the chest area, but of course, we all know where everyone's aiming.
I aim
Reloads
at
will
chest,
not be
though.
safe reloads with Blackbeard. He'll need to take the time to reload in cover in order to make sure that he can do that while not exposing himself. He used to be
Guys,
the
I'm
rappel king,
fucked.
being able to be on rappel, hold long sights, and be protected. We're bringing that back. Obviously with the change that when he goes lethal, that shield comes down and he can, in
I thought
fact,
they were gonna
keep
show a
control of the
rappel
back or take
part.
damage back. Well, as far as getting up and meleeing Blackbeard,
Oh,
I
wait, what?
recommend you don't do this because he still has all the same functionality of our ballistic shields. He can sure as hell melee you back. We did custom animations, new models, new gadget.
So he can
you
one
name it, it's all
break
going
a
in.
castle.
And we want to
He's like
make
a
this
sledge there.
One hell of a complete package. If you want to bring some serious firepower and some protection, you bring Blackbeard.
And there you have it.
Interesting.
Operation Collision Point is set to bring some of the most exciting updates and changes we've seen this year.
What I
From
found
Crossplay to player
interesting
protection and the remaster of
is that they said that
We're excited
they didn't
for
want
you to
Blackbeard or like
experience all
shields
the
to be
new
too
content.
lethal, but then the whole point of him
It's
is being
been an
lethal.
incredible
Maybe I
journey
misheard
through year
something.
9. Now, gear up for Operation Collision Point, and we'll see you in game.
Okay. So that's everything. I feel like for the first time, like almost ever, I feel like I don't have anything like bad to call out for the update. I feel like every single thing they mentioned was good. Normally for each update, there's usually one or two things they do that I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you thinking? But I think they hit the nail on the head for every single thing. They didn't mention what the Ying changes, which I found a little weird. I don't know why they didn't say that. I think my guess for the Ying change is that you can no longer cook the Candela to be an instant detonation. It will always be at least like 1 second of rolling, so you have a chance to shoot it. That's my guess. Sense buff, really good. They didn't mention Thunderbird. Thunderbird's getting buffed, but they didn't say it anywhere, which I'm surprised by. They mentioned it in a post, like a Twitter post, but they didn't mention it in the video. Don't know where that was. Blackbeard rework overall seems really good. It feels like it has the same or like equal amounts of like overpowered while also being really vulnerable. Having the shield be able to block so much stuff makes it seem very strong, and having an assault rifle with a shield seems very strong, but like they said, your head is exposed, you can't reload and be safe. Like shields can reload behind the shield, he can't do that. And it's still like shitty guns. So I feel like Blackbeard's not going to be as crazy overpowered as people thought. I would prefer him to be overpowered because stronger operators are more interesting. You guys want to watch us play stronger operators, but hey, if they're going to make him be like just good instead of like overpowered, that's fine by me too. Everything that they changed for like ranked matchmaking stuff like that was all very good. So basically how I assumed standard worked is how they explained matchmaking is going to work in the future. They also went over that with the Phantom player, you're no longer going to be able to have high ranks, queue with low ranks just to get easy lobbies. That's not going to work anymore. So a lot of you guys who complain about facing champs in gold will no longer have that happen. That's a big dub. Apparently Mousetrap is getting updated. One thing that confused me that he said, which I didn't understand, he said, now that we're allowing you to play with mouse and keyboard on console, you now will play against PC players. So does that mean that any console player can just plug in like a mouse and a keyboard into their console and play? Or are they just saying that if you're going to use Zim, that's fine, and that your punishment is just going to be on PC? Because the way he made it sound was like they're just straight up allowing mouse and keyboard now, that you are fully within your right to play mouse and keyboard if you want, when before they said that's not allowed. So I'm a little confused. Now they did say with their new detection system that it's almost like guaranteed it will find you if you're using Zim. That's good. But I don't know if they're just talking about Zim, if they're talking about plugging in directly, I don't know. Because, okay, I don't know for sure if this is how it works. For like Call of Duty and Fortnite, if you plug in a mouse and keyboard, it tells the like game right away that you're using a mouse and keyboard, right? Because I always heard about like input-based matchmaking in those games, so the game must, or like this console must know if there's if there's a mouse and keyboard attached to it, right? Like maybe Siege now just knows if you plug in a keyboard, so you can just play mouse and keyboard without needing an adapter. Chat's saying it does, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can just straight up play mouse and keyboard now. Maybe they don't care anymore if you play with mouse and keyboard, because you'll just go into the PC pool. One thing that's a little confusing and maybe a little concerning. Well, okay, I guess I shouldn't say concerning. So they said that console players now will be able to play on PC if they want to. It looks like you don't even need to be playing with a PC player. You can just play PC. So if you're a console player, you can just be like, hey, I just want to play against PC players today. You can queue PC lobbies, which means you're still a controller player playing against mouse and keyboard players. If you want to lose, you go right ahead. They also mentioned that the ranks are separate. So if you're going to play on PC, you're going to have a completely new rank than what you had on console, which means that console ranks don't translate to PC, which is also good. But it seems a little weird because then it's like, they said we can't tell if someone on our team is console player. And I'm not saying that console players are like, you know, bad or anything, but if I'm in like my diamond lobby and then I have a console player on my team and I don't know they're a console player, and like if they perform worse because of whatever reason, maybe they're playing with a PC friend, like I kind of want to know that, but they're not going to let us know that. I understand why they're hiding it, but I feel like we should be allowed to know that. I don't know. Also, someone else in chat mentioned, which I'll mention again, yes, if you use mouse and keyboard on console, they said for 90 days you will be locked into the PC matchmaking pool. So that means if you use mouse and keyboard, you will have to play PC for 90 days. For a whole season, you will not be able to go back into controller lobbies. As soon as you're detected, you are fucked. That console or that account, 90 days stuck in PC, which is good. That's how it should be. That way you can't just like go back and forth between like, imagine like a Zim user plays like one game with a mouse and keyboard and then goes back to controller. It doesn't matter. Even if you keep going back and forth, you will eventually get put into the PC pool. So, perfect. I like that. The only thing I'm concerned about is like what I said before. If I get like a mouse and keyboard user from console who's using Zim now on my team and they're going to be worse, like I don't know if I want that detriment on my team, but I guess the odds of a Zim user making it to Diamond on PC is so low that I probably won't run into that, which is good. Toxicity update, like I mentioned when we were watching, I understand the purpose of it and it's probably going to be a good thing, but I'm just concerned about the fact that a lot of these systems seem to be overbearing and overjudge things when they shouldn't. Like I said, when we played X Defiant, I used the word, I was like, learn to shoot, or I was like, land your shot, and it deleted the message because it said it was offensive, and I was like, how is that offensive? Like, sure, it's a little bit of roasting, but like that's not offensive. So I'm worried that the system's going to be overly safe, and then text chat's just going to basically be dead. But I guess that's better than having toxicity, so I don't know. I think it's fine. People were freaking out saying First Amendment right. Not a First Amendment right. Shut the fuck up. Maestro Elite skin was actually surprisingly nice. Not what I wanted. I've mentioned many times what I want, which would have been like a mafia-looking Maestro who like is sitting on a box with a cigar in his mouth, and then he gets on his turret. The turret turns around and it lights a cigar on fire for him, and then he takes a puff and blows out smoke into the camera, and then it fades to black. That was my idea for Maestro Elite skin. Theirs was, it was okay. They took elements of what I wanted and put it into their own thing, so that's okay. I think that's everything. Siege Cup is a dub. Hopefully it works. Siege Cup had so many issues with the last like 2 betas they had. Hopefully it works. But I think that's everything. Overall, like I said, this season seems to be very good. I have nothing really negative to say about it. I think Ubisoft actually did a really good job on this one. Hopefully they keep doing that moving forward, because I really don't want them to do like 1 good season and then 3 bad seasons and then 1 good season. Like I want every season to be as good as this one, which I know is asking a lot from a game developer, but I hope they do that.